Thanks for staying with us. So ahead of the planned nationwide protest, security of lives and properties has been a major talking point, causing fear and panic amongst Nigerians, especially victims and relatives of past pandemoniums or chaotic situations. Very soon we'll be having to join the conversation the first PRO, that's the first Public Relations Officer, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Olumiyiwa Adejobi, will be joining us to give us some insight into what's being planned as regards security across the nation. But before he joins, I would like Nigerians to call us and let us know, how are you preparing for the protest tomorrow? What are you doing? Some have gone food shopping, some have stocked up their houses, some have gone to areas they believe will be less prone to violence. Some of them are moving around. What are you doing? You can call us on 081 0764 1679 090 241 You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read the tweets. So if the protest does go on tomorrow, I mean, what are your plans? What do you plan to do? What have you done so far?
You see, what is scary for me is that people are preparing for violence. I thought it was a protest now. What is this? Me, I'm the person, I'm one of those that has serious trauma from what has happened.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm also from Jos. All the trauma of all those sort of, you know, and then to come here. And then I was in the pre-empting thing where we were stuck, you know, we were harassed and shouted at before the next day, before the full violence broke out. So for me, this is really a scary time for me. It's to stay home for those that can stay home. Some of us have to be at work, but it's to stay home, food, of course, electricity. You hope you have, you know, you have that. We made sure that our cars had, you know, petrol in it. God forbid for any emergency, you want to be able to go to the hospital or something, but God forbid. I just want a peaceful protest. You know, because I've been seeing a lot of these conversations going on, you know, media is also talking to people how you should prepare yourself. I've seen, you know, different people talking about how you should prepare yourself and not make yourself, you know, so like a target. And I'm like, so what are we discussing? Is it protest or is it violence? Is there violence? Are we planning that there will be violence tomorrow? Is this what we're looking forward to? Please, peaceful protest is what they said, and this is what I am expecting.
I'm of the opinion that, you know, when it comes to life, what you are expecting is what you will manifest. So I see a lot more comment expecting things might go bad or it might get hijacked. So I now woke up this morning and I was praying that, Lord, I'm expecting to be surprised that it's going to be such a peaceful protest. Everybody would gather, and then at the end of the day, they would go back to their houses. No property would get destroyed. Nobody would hijack anything. And then it'd be like, we were telling you that we just wanted to protest, and people thought they were going to turn into a violent thing. That is that's the movie I'm playing in my head over and over again concerning this, because like Mariam said, I have personal, we all have personal trauma regarding this. Yeah. And my husband was like, everybody in this house is going to be in this house throughout that day. Like, everybody was like, I said, just calm down. I said, I do not want to hear. I said, don't worry, we are all going to be inside the house. He said to them to buy fuel, 25 kg, in case they take light. We have fuel. We will be in the house, we'll watch movie, there is food, we'll eat. Let's not go and look for what is not lost. And I feel that it might come from a place of privilege, and I'm grateful. But I know that a lot of people are honestly going to protest because they feel that this hardship, we need to let the government know things are hard, and they need to know that people are not going to just sit down and say we're waiting till the next election. We want to hold the government accountable so that they will take us seriously. It's not until people start dying from hunger before the matter will get attended to. So, like I said, my scenario is this thing will just come and just go, and then Friday all of us will be like, nothing happened. Like that.
Yeah. Let me come to you.
So for me, I feel like because of what happened with the NSAS, it's causing a lot of chaos already before the protests, right? So you find out that we're getting that people are on edge, but we Nigerians too, even though we want to protest against certain things, we're also our own problem. Why am I saying this? There's a protest going on. There's chaos in people's minds. People are trying to, like people that don't live here, everybody's trying to leave the country because they are not sure of what's going to happen in the next 10 days. They don't want to be caught up here. And then everybody's trying to change their tickets, including my brother. And the airlines are also taking advantage. No, yeah, so you find out that what are we doing for ourselves? as a people. Do you understand? People are increasing, they're telling people to stock up their homes because they don't know what will happen. Then now people are trying to increase prices of certain things. Then you're wondering, like, what's going on? And my fear is that during the EndSARS, it was not even about hunger. And they hijacked things and people looted. And now that there's hunger in the land, people are hungry. I'm really worried.
Do you think the fact that we have quite a bit of leaders coming out to preempt the wars or to even speak against it is aggravating the polity? People are even saying, because you're even telling us not to. Now, we're coming out. For those of us that we didn't plan to actually come out. But because all of you are just coming out, hey, don't protest. You don't, and like, you have no right to tell us not to protest. So I think the leaders themselves are also aggravating these protesters because the truth is that if we have leaders reminding us, yes, please, you can come out to protest. There's nothing wrong in you. And they show empathy to your cause, allowing you, however, giving you the clause that ensure that it's the boundaries, that this is the place, just like the police were saying that these are the areas, but please come out and protest. That in itself would douse the tension. But because all of you keep coming out every second, you're hearing people from different places doing their press conferences, coming out, the governors are coming out saying, don't come out and protest. And you're thinking, what are you guys doing? Who is advising you guys? You shouldn't be coming and tell people not to exercise their constitutional right to protest in the first place. So I think, I mean, do you think that's part of what's aggravating and causing this tension because everybody's coming out and saying, don't do it?
Yeah. Somebody was saying a whole, Kim on YouTube was saying a whole 10 days, how would it stay peaceful? Is it meant to be a 10-day?
Yes, first to 10th.
Yeah, I found out 2 days
I
ago.
didn't.
First to 10th. Yeah, that was
So
a good
Friday is not...
first to 10th was the date they gave to the...
So Fadika Futa says, if common NUJ boss cannot pass in peace, what makes you think the protest will happen in peace? The past is a good indication of the future. So I also, this is me, like I said, I was visualizing and projecting, I'm trying to dream.
Right.
But I understand that in terms of reality, you are meant, leaders must project based on what has been the trend to do a forecast of what might happen, which is why there's been a lot of, there's a lot of attack on, no, not a lot of, it's not attack, there's been a lot of conversation around, it must not get violence, because we are looking at the trends in the past and the proclivity of Nigerians to get violent when things happen. So that for me, so Morayo was saying that maybe because of the way they keep saying don't do it, it might be incisive. It's like when you tell children don't touch it, that's when they will now want to touch.
Exactly.
But if you tell them touch it a bit and see what it's like, or touch only the handle, you might be able to. So we are learning.
So
this is also a learning curve.
Let me invite our guest. I'm told that he's ready for us. So we have with us the first Public Relations Officer, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Olumiyiwa Adejobi. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Good morning, my sister. Good morning. How are you?
Good to have you.
The ones I call the white witches. How are you doing today?
White witches. Okay.
We're angels.
We are angels. Marissa, we're angels. Okay, let me welcome you to the show because what we read in the papers that your people are showing force in Eagle Square, that you have tankers everywhere, you're just showing your capability in Abuja. What's going on? What are your plans in the FCT and across the nation?
Well, we are aware that we are expecting to have the planned protests across the country. But like we made it known that we have invited those groups and leaders that want to stage protests across the country to interface with Nigeria Police Force. And so far, so good to the best of my knowledge. I'm aware it's only a group, Take It Back movement, that has indicated interest through the lawyer, the namesake, Olumiyiwa Adejobi, SCN. And we engaged them yesterday. It's in the news. The IG had virtual meeting with all of them yesterday as some comrades and prominent Nigerians were on the conference with us yesterday evening. They wrote to us and they made some demands that they actually want to have protests in about 8 states. And they mentioned locations where they want to converge. The IGP only advised them that there is a need for us to avoid street processions because we know it's always very difficult to manage street processions. We advise that they can actually converge in all those places. We're going to provide security for them, but to move from one point to another, we may not have the strength, we may not have the manpower to deploy to all streets, major highways, and all those places, all the routes where they want to follow during their procession. They insisted that we still go on procession, and IG advised that they should go and work with their commissioners of police. The CP will determine whether he has the strength to deploy men to all the routes. But for me, as an insider, I know it might not be so easy because we have to deploy our men to take care of certain areas. Don't forget this additional job for us to manage protests. The real job is still there to do patrol, to do stop and search, to curtail other activities. All those ones, you can't leave all those ones undone and face protests. So this additional job for us, and I'm sure I can say it unequivocally, that it's going to give us, it's going to be a very big task for us to have people gathered in home 36 states, including the Federal Capital Territory, simultaneously. Take note. So it's going to be an additional job for us, and we are mindful of this. We have been able to call certain meeting of officers, CPs and above. The IGP had a meeting with them, and IGP gave them instructions on how to be civil, how to be professional. Okay. We have laws in managing protest. They should work within the ambit of the law. They should not be confrontational. Where in the face of any confrontation, they should be able to manage their anger and adopt our standard operating procedure to make sure they don't goof anywhere. We don't want any Nigerian soul to be lost. And a soul to us is very, very crucial. We don't want to repeat of what we've been having. Most of these protests in the past have always been so violent. The Ali must go as a student. Ali must go in 1978. I heard the story in University of Ibadan. It was so violent. That was when one of the most brilliant students, one of the best brains in Nigeria, died, Kunle Adepeju. And that's why Student Union Building, University of Ibadan, was named after Kunle Adepeju. And many others like that. Yes, the recent one is NSAS. You know, I was the PRO in Lagos during NSAS. I managed NSAS in Lagos. I knew what I faced. It is not easy to have a state of anarchy like this. More so that everything in Nigeria is fragile. Our economy now is trying to come up, is fragile. Politically, we are trying to do what we should as Democrats. So we want to appeal to those that want to come out to understand us. We are not asking them to come and take permission for us to have any rally. The Constitution, Section 40 states clearly they have the right. But to every right, there are exceptions. They should not forget that this particular provision in the Constitution gives us a section. I think Section 45 is talking of when conditions this right is going to be seized. So no fundamental human rights is absolute in the law. We want to be on the same page with us so that I can have a smooth ride.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sir. I don't know if you mentioned it and I missed it, but you said that you've been approached about the protest. And one of the things that people have asked is who are the organizers of this protest? So who has approached you? Is there a body, is there a person that's approached you?
Yes, the Take It Back movement has approached us through the son. That is Olumiyiwa Adejobi is the man who spoke for them and he actually wrote to the IGP. And that's why we responded. IGP demanded for a meeting. The letter said yesterday morning that they couldn't come physically to Abuja. They will opt for a virtual meeting. And on that meeting we had FF, that is Femi, Falana SAN, other prominent lawyers were there, comrades were there. We had a good discussion yesterday. It's only the green area we couldn't clear is issue of procession or no procession. And IG as an expert in protest management said there's no how you want to have a procession that the passers-by will not infiltrate into your train. How do you manage this? And with the police, we may not be able to deploy to all the routes you want to follow. It's not possible. Because I know it's only a group that has indicated intention. Don't be surprised tomorrow that other groups just come to the street and they just want to do unguided or unplanned protests. That's where the problem will be. Unplanned protest is the problem we have in Nigeria, not the planned protest. The planned protest, the leaders have been known now. We know them. We know the leaders. Where we have issues, we can easily communicate. We exchanged numbers yesterday, and the IGP has directed CPs of those states. At least the 8 states indicated in the letter written to us by Olumiyiwa Adejobi SAN, and we know all those places and we know the locations. It's very easy for us to police and protect protesters. But where we don't know, how do you want us to do? So we should be reasonable enough, understand the police. We are part of you. You can't see any foreigner in Nigeria police force. It's not possible. We don't have foreigners. We are all Nigerians. So we are stakeholders and we have interest in development of this country.
All right.
Okay, so I know like in Lagos State, for example, certain areas have been mapped out for this protest. So what happens if people step out or outside the perimeters that's been mapped out for the protest? What will happen? What have you put in place? security measures have you put in place to handle that?
It will always have, people have assembly anywhere. To control any crowd is not easy, my sister. Even if you have confined in a place, people will still go out of the confinement areas. They will still go out. But if you know the leaders, you can easily talk to them. The leader will carry microphone and make announcement that please come back, come back, come back. I my comrade, I've been managing protests for when I was in University but as a student union leader. I know this is not easy, not at all, up to national level as member of NAPS. So I told leaders too, most of them are leaders now, calling for these protests. They were my contemporaries when I was in University of Ibadan. Talk of any one of them. So we know ourselves. We know how we operate. And I told them that you don't forget to manage this thing. It's not going to be easy. My sister, if you see the letter written by Take It Back, let us start from the use of English. They said 10 days of rage. What is the word? What's the meaning of rage? So it gives us concern. And go and read it, Google it and read out the meaning of rage. It's a word, an English word. If you want to come for peaceful protest, why using harsh words like this? Why misuse of words is the greatest cause of errors in anything we do. So we should be mindful of certain things. And in the intelligence community, we have gathered intelligence and we are responsible enough to alert Nigerians and to educate them that come. If you do this, it's possible that people will infiltrate. And for you to know that we got the intelligence right, we have arrested many people now who are actually out online and physically clamoring for chaos, telling Nigerians to come out, go and burn down this, go and burn down power station, go and, even bakery. The boy arrested in Jos. The boy arrested in Jos was mentioning bakery, that they should go and burn bakery. Is bakery run by the government? Is it not a private investment? So you can see the mentality many of them have. Those who are the leaders, they are brilliant. Many of them are lawyers. They are well-read. They are exposed. But who are those that are joining the trade? That is where the problem lies.
All right. Let me go on a very short break. We have quite a number of questions for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have with us First PRO and Assistant Commissioner of Police, Olumiyiwa Adejobi, still with us. Talk about the question. Go ahead.
So this question is actually from YouTube, sir. The question is about the banks. So people are worried that will the banks open within this period during the protest? Are there protection for businesses in any way during the protest? And one more thing from my own end is the good boys. Every community has the good boys, the ones that they are not working, they stand by the road, collect money from trailer people that are passing.
Yes.
What can we do as citizens that probably want to go and buy pepper somewhere and we are driving and we see the good boys on the road? How are you protecting individuals as well? Thank you.
Well, protection of bands is one of our major duties in the Nigeria Police Force. The IGP has given directives to mobile men and all our tactical squads to withdraw their men from certain individuals temporarily, where they have specialized duties to withdraw and focus on protection of banks and national critical assets across the country. The IGP had a meeting with heads of security agencies yesterday, paramilitary, civil defense, custom, immigration, all of them that are armed, to come and assist in fortifying all their areas. Don't forget, correctional centers have to be fortified, banks to be fortified, our borders to be fortified, pipeline to be fortified, even your stations. You are going to see our men to protect all of you. Don't forget, NSAS TVC was attacked.
We can't forget.
So we are. You can see it's a big assignment for us, and we are doing this deployment. But for the good boys on the streets, and that's why we advise that we don't want, if it is possible, whatever protest should be confined in a place. Streets procession is delicate, is dangerous. These street boys are looking for what to leverage on to foment trouble and to even perpetrate their evil hearts. So during NSAS, when I was in Lagos, before I got to toll gate, Admiralty toll gate, even the protesters themselves, they were stealing their phones. I had to tell them to DPO Morocco to go and take charge, and we recover up to 13 phones amongst themselves. There's no how some of these criminals will not want to infiltrate. If they can do it in the church, when you're having your praise and worship, they will still come and see your phone. So how much more a public procession and a street procession like this? If at all we confine in a place, is going to make all unnecessary dangers reduced.
Okay.
But the movement, it might be so difficult for us. But we are doing our deployment. Other agencies are supporting us. The military are not coming out to oppress anybody. We have not militarized this system. People have been raising issues, but they are going to be out in case of any eventuality. But majorly, they are protecting the national infrastructure as well. The president is a Democrat. He has given instructions to all of us. He doesn't want any soul to be lost, and we don't pray for that. But we think we need to engage protesters professionally. Everything we do will be professional and within the ambit of the law.
All right.
That's what I can assure you.
During the last peaceful protest we had, we saw police giving out water, protecting the protesters, ensuring there was no any kind of violence. Do we expect to see something like that again? Are you going to be giving out some kind of refreshments to protesters the
police are known for this. Don't forget, you can see clips where RRS was giving food to them during NSAS. The beginning of NSAS was peaceful. October 8, 2020, Reno, the lady, and others who started NSAS in Lagos came with a protest letter to us. CP Akim Odumosu then, now an AIG, received the letter. I was a PRO, I received the letter. Before they moved to Alausa, they go and present another letter to the governor of Lagos State that time. For 5 days, 6 days to NSAS, very, very peaceful, there was no problem. Go and see. They were even using our ambulances to move those that were injured, those that are tired. We are giving them glucose, we are giving them drinks, we are giving them anything. This CP Rivers now was the commander IRS in Lagos. And we had it well until another dimension came in. The dimension came in when certain individuals who wanted to stage a protest to hijack Nigeria, to do revolution now, would not have any way. They used NSAS, they came in. And that's why the problem was coming up, because they actually wanted revolution. And it's not easy to come by like that. We always need to engage. If you see demands now, even this one, I'll read the demands. Can the president change the constitution in a day? All those demands are very difficult to come by in a day or 10 days. It is not possible. Let us be realistic. So all we can do and we can say is for them to just be reasonable with the leaders in this country. We are going to do what we should. The police will be very nice to them. The CP Akwa Ibom, Waheed Ayilara, has been giving things to people even now before the protest. They even attacked him for doing that. He said, no, I'm doing my empowerment to people. I'm a commissioner of police. I know what is right for me to manage my state. Every CP has been mandated to do whatever I want to do, to adopt any methodology, any approach to curtail problems in his area. So all CPs are going to do what they think is right to do to make sure there's no anarchy anywhere.
Right.
Okay, sir. Many times, people feel that sometimes maybe the police or the security operatives are anti-people or the reason why they need to protest. So, as we know, a lot of people say that this is because of the hardship in the land. And sometimes they would like to know that the security operatives, the police especially, since you're here, understand what this is, where this is coming from. So what is your stance? Do you understand the pain of the people? Do you understand the hardship? And even though you're not going to be joining them in physically protesting, do you understand where this is coming from? And thereby, when you are there, you're there protecting Nigerians because you are also for Nigerians, understanding their struggle, not there to antagonize them or say things that, makes them feel like you're anti the people or anti the cause that they are protesting.
Like I said earlier on, that Nigeria Police Force is called Nigeria Police Force because all of us in the police are Nigerians. Go and find out, no stranger, no foreigner in Nigeria Police Force. So it's Nigerian and it's Nigeria. It's Nigeria, pure Nigeria, 100% Nigerian. So we are part of our people. The IGP has given out a message. There's a short documentary IGP's message that's been circulated everywhere. I'm sure we are going to roll it on TVC very soon, any moment from now. I'm discussing with your management to see. The message is very clear. We feel the pains, we share the pains. We know what they pass through. But the question is the government doing anything? Yes. People are not looking at the areas of what the government is doing. To fix a system is not that easy. And I always tell people, Nigeria is a very complex country. In all ramification, just any parameter to describe Nigeria is complex. Demographically, we are complex. Geographically, we are complex. Ethically, we are complex. Politically, we are complex. So Nigeria is a very big country, and it's not easy to manage. So let us reason with the government, and I'm sure the leadership in the country, they are doing what they should. Many things are being done to give support to people to alleviate these sufferings in Nigeria. Where we are fixing oil sector. Do you know the president? I'm not speaking for the president. I'm not the president's spokesman, but I know by virtue of my position and the office I occupy, I know that I should be able to, I'm aware of certain things in Nigeria. The whole sector is being reformed. There are so many things the president is doing to do that. What of the loan for the students, and what of the empowerment, 100 billion naira youth empowerment, whatever. Just yesterday, last week, the president approved billions of naira to train 10,000 policemen. He has approved to recruit 30,000 policemen. We are going to commence training on 10th of August. If it's not bothered about the employment, if you're not bothered about provision of certain things to give support to Nigerians, you will not be doing all these things. And I know Nigerian Army too is trying to recruit. All of us will be trying to recruit. All ministry, department, and agencies, they have one or two things they are doing to make sure we cater for the youth in Nigeria.
Right.
Just actually list out what the government has done. Are they responding to our yearnings and aspirations? Yes. It is not capital no. So why is it all the time that we must come to the street to say we want to come and pour out our minds? They can easily listen to us.
Okay,
so the message is clear from all our leaders that they need our clerics have spoken, our royal fathers have spoken, our fathers, our elders, they have spoken that this is not even the right time. Even if it's going to be a peaceful protest, it is ill-timed.
Okay, let me go on a very short break. I still have a few more questions for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the first PR with us, Olumiyiwa Adejobi. Amaka had a question.
Okay, yes. So with the answers, we noticed that what actually made everything like get out of control was when provocation happened, and then the response to the provocation and everything went out of hand. So what are we doing? What are you doing now to ensure that this doesn't happen? That in a situation where the police force is provoked, that they handle it in such a way that people don't get agitated and then forget why they are fighting and what they are fighting for, start fighting for something else, and then it goes out of hand. So in terms of being that provocation, how has the police force been taught now to handle this particular situation?
Well, if you don't slap me, I will not react. In science, action and reactions are equal and opposite. A protest, I don't think any protester should stone the police. I don't think any protester should carry bottle, water, sticks, and be throwing at the police. By the time we are experiencing things like this, it's becoming a riot. And in riotous situations, police are not expected to fold their arms. And that is the truth. So if at all we want to go out, it should not be armed with unnecessary dangerous items or weapons. There's no need for it. Where we see any protester with any gun, that is not a protest again. We saw it in Ensas, when our men were shot as Surulere in your road or Gambasi. So we protesters should know those that want to come out. Like I said earlier on, that those who are organizing this, they are educated, they have gone to school, they are exposed, they are organized. But who are those that are going to follow them? That's where the problem is. So the law enforcement agencies would not allow any acts of violence anywhere. That is the truth. Let's make it clear. Where you meet people's vehicle and you are vandalizing vehicles, we will not allow that. Where you block the road, you are beating Nigerians, you are picketing them to come and join protests by force, that is not a protest again. They should know this, and that's why we are engaging them now. Let us educate them on things they need to know, because ignorance of law is not an excuse. Don't tell me I don't know that when you are on a protest and you are smashing my mirror, you are smashing my windscreen, I see protest. No, it will not happen.
Okay.
Or you go to police station to go and set down, to go and set ablaze a police station, it will not happen. Why are you carrying the can of petrol? To go and do what on protest? Is it to drink or to go and do what? So these are the things. And those organizing this, they should take note. What we experienced in NSAS was that when you started giving them food, don't give them Igbo, don't give them drug, don't give them codeine, don't give them tramadol. I saw it. I was in Lagos. I saw it when they were sharing Igbo to them live. So if you intoxicate somebody, it's going to misbehave. So they should take note, because I know people will come, NGOs will come, Some individuals will come, they want to do a service, they want to come and give them food, they want to give them something to keep them busy for 10 days or whatever they want to do. It's because they have been sponsored, they get foreign loans to do all these things, fine. But don't give them things they will consume that will intoxicate them and foment trouble.
We have to wrap up with you very soon, sir. So let me just get one last question or two questions from you. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. I wanted to ask about the hijackers, because we know that they are the lawful protesters who just want to express themselves and they have a right to do so. But we also know that they might be infiltrated by thugs. Is there ability for, because you were saying if they attack, what if we know the attack is being carried out by non-protesters, by the way they dress, by the way they conduct themselves? Is it possible for the police able to take out the infiltrators and the hijackers while allowing peaceful protests take place?
How do we know those infiltrators, except those that have come online and those that we've been able to track down to an extent with our intelligence? But we need to define hijackers at this time. Hijackers could be those that want to just destabilize the protest not to hold. It's possible.
Right.
Maybe they are sponsored hijackers. But the hijackers, again, that they want to steal, they want to loot, they want to kill. So we should be able to define this. So how do we, the dilemma now is, how do we differentiate between them? Those that want to come and steal, those that just want to come and destabilize the process not to go on. But the major problem we always have is those that actually want to come and hijack the process, to steal, to loot. They will still collect phones. They will collect bags. They will collect change. When we don't have a crowd, is what they do on a daily basis in some streets. Maybe in Lagos, in Lagos, in Delta, in Warrior, all those places.
Because I'm running out of time.
Dangerous.
I have to rush these two quick, very important questions for you. I don't want to. You said that the organizers have said for 8 states. If any protest happens outside those 8 states, what do you plan to do? Number one. Number two, do you plan to have some kind of security cameras to also have some kind of evidences? Because remember, the last time we're seeing cameras of all sorts of things happen. So is the police also preparing to have some kind of visual of evidences, so that when, God forbid, things go left, you have evidences to show what happened? So those are the two questions I'd like you to address before we go.
Yes. Quickly, the group that wrote to us indicated 8 states.
Yes.
But if you have any protesters or any group that wants to do that, like I said, I think the best thing for them is to contact their commissioners of police, so that at their level, they can. I'm only speaking for the IGP at Abuja level here, that we have received one, and I can confirm one, and they have told us where they want to do. But in some places, it's possible other groups must have indicated their interest to do that. So the CPs in those states will handle those groups. Then the IGP met yesterday, and we agreed that we're going to give body cam to some of our men. It may not go round, we don't have the capacity now to give to each police man. But we have devised means of making sure every event is recorded.
Gotcha.
If at all we are going to use any force, what is going to precede the use of force must be on tape. So it is not that they will be the one to record against us now. We have learned our lessons. So now we are proactive enough. We have given instructions to our men. We have told them what to do. Every event must be on record. Even if they are going to use force, justifiable force is going to be on record.
Thank you so much, Force PRO. It was a pleasure having you to shed some light on this. Thank you very much. We're hoping for the best, a peaceful protest tomorrow across the nation, and hope we'll have any cause to bring you back again. Okay, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.